How I liquidate 0% interest business credit cards. Over 95% of businesses can utilize 0% interest business credit cards to start, scale, and grow their businesses and accomplish the majority of their business needs. That other 5% often needs cash, such as paying contractors, paying payroll, buying vehicles, or other little things that may actually need cash for your business. And I'm always asked, how can I get the cash off my credit card? I'll explain the 2 ways that you can do this yourself. Most people think that you have to get a cash advance off your credit card from the bank you got it from. But the problem with doing that is those banks will often charge you a hefty fee, sometimes 17% and up into the 20s, just to pull cash off that card. They used to send you checks where you can just keep the 0% and write yourself a check. And every now and again, the banks will roll that out, maybe send you 2, 3, 4 checks at a time. But those programs are limited and few and far between. Option 1 is the 2 LLC payment method. This is the idea if you have more than one LLC. One LLC is where you got the business credit card stacking done. So you have multiple high limit business credit cards, all with the fresh 0% interest, and you want to access some of that cash. LLC number 2 is set up as a payment processor. You never want to process payments through the existing LLC that has your credit cards on it, because the likelihood is you'll get shut down and they'll cancel the card, shut down the payment processor, and it just all looks bad. However, if you have another business, a complete separate entity, separate name, you can set up payment processing on that business. I have a lot of clients that buy cheaper Section 8 homes or smaller rental properties that use this to buy the houses, pull cash off, put down payments, whatever the case, whatever they need cash for, they do this all the time. So LLC A has the business credit, LLC B has payment processing set up. Now, if you're going to set up a payment processor, you don't want to just try to liquidate $100,000 on day one. You have to warm up the processor. So they're going to give you a limit of how much you can spend in month 1, month 2, so on and so forth. So you want to start off with smaller transactions to warm up that processor, and you set it up as a consulting fee. So LLC 2 is consulting for LLC 1, and it's paying a payment for that. It's paying a fee. Once that fee lands into LLC number 2's bank account, that's cash, and you can access that. Now, there will still be a processing fee. Some processors will only charge you 1%, 2%, 3%. It just depends on which one you go with and how much they charge. But then you also have to look out for the interchange fees that is associated with those business credit cards. Most credit cards come with travel points, cashback, rewards. Well, if you're wondering how those companies can offer that, it's paid through something called interchange fees. Every time you swipe that card, the business that has the processing set up is paying an extra 1 to 3% in interchange fees, which pay for all your travel rewards. So now you know how all your rewards and all your travel points are getting paid for. So by processing yourself, you could be paying anywhere from 3% to 5% to process your own cards to your payment to yourself. I do have a client that buys Section 8 properties in the Midwest and in the South, where the properties, you can still pick them up for $20,000, $40,000 in states like Ohio and Tennessee and Alabama and some areas of Georgia, and all those surrounding areas still do have homes that are a little bit less expensive, maybe need to be fixed up. So they have processing set up. They've already warmed up their processors, and they'll set up multiple processors on their LLC number 2. Once they're warmed up and they can start doing bigger transactions like $10,000 at a time, $20,000 at a time. Keep in mind, this can take a few months to warm up your processors to get to this level. And the whole purpose of warming up is that you don't get shut down. But now they have the cash, they buy their rental properties, they use the remainder of their business credit for all the repairs to get them fixed up. They're either flipping it, so they're selling it when they're done, paying everything back off, and then just keep repeating the process. Or if they're doing some sort of long-term rental, then they can put a DSCR loan on the property to then pay that initial card back off, and then just kind of repeat the process and keep it rolling. Let me give you a pro tip. If for whatever reason at any time you're doing this method and the processor puts a hold on the money for whatever reason and they're not paying you and they're not sending it, you can do a chargeback on that initial card. Chargeback, services were never received. That's probably going to be the only way to get your money back. I've heard horror stories when people are trying to liquidate cards cards and they get held up because the processor shut them down or they're put a hold on the money and they never got it back, people don't realize you can just do a chargeback on that card and that's how you can get your money back. The bank favors the clients 99% of the time. Method number 2 is utilizing liquidation companies. These are companies that are specifically set up to liquidate credit cards. They can liquidate personal credit cards or business credit cards. However, the smart move is to liquidate a 0% interest business credit card, so that way the utilization isn't affecting your credit score. These companies already have high limit processors set up. They're already set up with the banks and approved to do this specific type of transaction. You can have the money back into your account within usually 3 to 4 days. You could process as much as you want and actually have access to see where you're at in the transaction. Most of these liquidation companies do charge a higher fee than it would be to do it yourself, but you're paying for the peace of mind, you're paying for the speed, you're paying the experts to do what the experts do. Most of these companies today are charging around 7.9%. I have seen other companies that are charging 6%, but I am also hearing horror stories where the clients never got their money and they had to do the chargeback way to get their money back. So if you want to avoid having any of those issues, delays, non-transparency, then you can utilize these liquidation companies, pay the fee, and the reason they're charging that fee is because they have to cover their processing fees, the interchange fee that your card charges, plus a few percent for themselves. But it's fast and it gets the money to you with peace of mind. The company that we use is called Cashew. Cashew Payments is really fast. They've been solid. They have a brand new platform where you can actually log in. You can liquidate at any time. Once you do the first transaction, you'll have your own portal that you can log in, liquidate whenever you want, and have access to see the entire transaction from step to step. And they have one-on-one support and guidance if you need that as well. If you'd like to talk to Cashew to see how much you could liquidate and learn a little bit more about their process, I've included a link below in the description to talk directly to Cashew. If you don't have 0% business credit cards yet, or at least 6 figures in funding to even liquidate, click the link in the description to book a call with my team so we can get you the funding that you can get liquidated.